Archangel Michael speaks. Beloved, you have 3 minutes. 3 minutes to hear the cry of someone who can no longer speak in this world. 3 minutes to feel the warmth of a soul who once held your hand, who whispered prayers for you, who wept for you in secret and loved you beyond words. 3 minutes, because they begged heaven to deliver this message, and this is their final attempt. They are no longer on earth, but their spirit is still reaching for you now. I was sent because time is slipping, and the gates between this world and the next are only open for a moment longer. This message is not a coincidence. This is not just a sign. It is a sacred interruption. Heaven is stepping in, because the person who crossed the veil has unfinished business with your heart. They've watched you suffer in silence. They've seen the nights you clutched your chest and whispered their name. They've heard every "I miss you" spoken into the dark, and every scream you never let out. But they haven't forgotten you. They couldn't. Their love didn't die with their body. It expanded, it transcended, and it became more eternal than ever. Now that love is calling to you. This is their final plea. Before the veil closes, before you walk away again thinking, "Maybe this was just in my mind," before the distractions of this world swallow your soul again, stop. Breathe. Open your heart. Because they've been begging heaven for one last chance to reach you. And this is it. Beloved, do you remember that night you stood by their hospital bed, or by the phone, or on that silent drive home? You kept wondering, did they know how much I loved them? The answer is yes. They knew. They know. And they have come here through me, with a message not just of comfort, but of urgency. Because they've seen what's coming. They've seen the path you're on, the heartbreak that's been looming, the voices in your head that whisper lies when no one else is around. They begged me to tell you, you are not alone. Not now. Not ever. Even in death, their soul chose to walk beside you. Even from the other side, they have stood between you and danger more times than you'll ever know. That car you barely missed. That time you almost gave up. That whisper that told you to hold on just a little longer. That was them. And now, they're saying, you still have time. But only if you listen. Only if you open what has been divinely delivered to your soul in this moment. Their death was not the end. It was a doorway. And through that doorway, they've seen your purpose. Listen to me carefully, child of God. The pain you've been dragging behind you like a heavy chain, it's not yours to carry anymore. The guilt that gnaws at you, let it go. Because they are not angry. They are not disappointed. They are free, and they want you to be free too. They didn't send me here just to comfort you. They sent me to remind you of who you are, of what you came here to do, and of what heaven still has planned for you if you'll say yes. They want you to know, you were never meant to live this way. You've been trying to stay strong for everyone else, but inside, your soul is tired, exhausted, broken. They see that. And they're saying, let go now. I'm okay. You can live again. You don't have to prove your love by suffering anymore. You prove it by living. You prove it by rising. And you honor them every time you breathe and choose hope instead of despair. They've walked the valley of the shadow of death. Now they are part of the great cloud of witnesses cheering you on from eternity. And they're screaming from the heavens, don't give up. Now listen. There is more. Because this loved one saw something in the spirit realm, and they need you to know a broken bar. Someone is trying to steal what is yours. They saw hands reaching for your destiny. They saw your name being erased from a blessing. They saw a dark force trying to block your joy. And that's why this message came now. Because you still have a choice. If you open your heart, if you believe what you're reading, if you take the next steps in faith, the delay will break. The inheritance they left to not money, but a spiritual gift will be activated. And the door that was shut in your face, it will swing open. But I must be honest with you. If you walk away now, if you scroll past and say, maybe later, this window may not open again. Because heaven does not waste divine alignment. And this moment is sacred. This moment was their final plea. So choose. Will you continue carrying what was never yours? Or will you finally receive what they died hoping you'd discover? Your healing is here. Your restoration is here. Your divine protection is here. And their final message is this: I never really left you. I just stepped into a higher form of love. And I'm still here. Watching. Guiding. Praying. Now it's your turn to live the life I couldn't. Don't waste another day. I love you eternally. You have 3 minutes, beloved. But even now, you know a broken bar. This wasn't a warning. This was a sacred invitation. Accept it. Receive it. And when you do, you will feel them again. Not in memory but in divine presence. And you will never be the same. I am Archangel Michael, and I was sent because you were loved enough to be interrupted by heaven itself. The door is open. Step through it now. Archangel Michael continues. Beloved, if you're still here, it means something inside you recognize the truth. You felt it. In your chest. In your soul. In the space between memories and miracles. That quiet tremble inside you, that sacred ache, that's your soul remembering something your mind forgot. You are not alone in this journey. And now that you've stayed, now that you've opened your heart just enough for heaven to pour in, let me reveal what your loved one really wanted you to know. They saw what you never dared to say out loud. The times you wondered, why did they leave? Why didn't I get to say goodbye? Why does everyone else seem to move on, while I feel stuck in this pain? And even when you put on your brave face, even when you said, I'm fine, they knew the truth. They saw every tear you wiped before it hit the floor, and they whispered your name across dimensions. Please don't give up. Please don't forget the light inside you. Please remember why you're still here. You see, you weren't left behind. You were chosen to remain, because you carry something sacred. A mission. A legacy. A spark of their soul lives in you. Their highest hopes are encoded in your spirit, and the love they couldn't finish giving in this life via heaven assigned you to complete it on their behalf. But here is where the mystery deepens. You think their passing was random, sudden, cruel. But beloved, there was divine timing in it all. Because had they stayed, you might not have awakened. You might have never looked up. Sometimes, heaven allows a soul to return home early so those left behind will finally return to themselves. Their passing broke you open. But from those cracks, the light is pouring in. And that light is calling you to something greater. Let me speak plainly now. There is a divine realignment happening around you. And your loved ones saw this before they left. They saw a fork in your path. One road leads to numbness, disconnection, repetition. The other leads to healing, impact, legacy, to the kind of peace that can't be shaken. But that road requires surrender. It requires trust. It requires that you stop asking why things happened the way they did and start asking what now? What will I do with this pain? What will I create with this second chance? How can I live so powerfully that my life becomes a prayer that never ends? They begged for this message not just because they miss you, but because they've seen what's at stake. There are divine opportunities approaching you right now disguised as delays, rejections, even endings. But your loved one wants you to know. What looks like loss is often the beginning of light. Don't run from this moment. Because if you truly receive this message, your life will never be the same. Let me reveal what they've been trying to get through to you. Someone has been standing in your way. Someone has been trying to dim your light, block your blessing, erase your name from what was divinely written. But your loved one saw it. And they went to war in the spirit realm for you. They pleaded with the Most High to send protection. They asked me, Archangel Michael, to step in. Because your time of being overlooked is over. The inheritance of love, light, and purpose you carry, it is about to be unlocked. But only if you accept it. This is the shift. That recurring dream. That strange number you keep seeing. That moment of copyright Yahoo that left you breathless. All of it was heaven's way of whispering, get ready. It's coming. But your loved one couldn't wait anymore. So they came to you one last time through this divine encounter to say, your breakthrough is already written. You just have to walk into it. And beloved, before I leave, listen closely. There's something else. They told me you've been blaming yourself. For not being there sooner. For not noticing the signs. For not doing enough. Saying enough. Being enough. But let me say this clearly, as heaven says it now, you did enough. They knew you loved them. Even when words failed. Even when life pulled you apart. Even when you didn't say goodbye the way you wanted to. They knew. And they still know. Your love was never lost. It was recorded in heaven. And it was more than enough. So now, here is their final gift to you. Live for me. Forgive for me. Heal for me. Rise for me. And know that I am never far. Every time you laugh again I will be there. Every time you cry I will be near. I will visit in dreams. I will walk beside you in silence. I will send signs until the day you no longer need signs, because we will meet again. This is not the end of their love. This is the beginning of your rebirth. The door to heaven is closing for now. But the message has been delivered. Now you must choose. Will you stay in the shadow of what you lost? Or will you step into the light of what remains? I am Archangel Michael. Sent by divine authority. At the request of a soul who loved you too much to stay silent any longer. Their final try has reached you. Now your time begins. Rise, beloved. Heaven is waiting. Archangel Michael continues. Beloved, I see you still reading. And that means one thing, your soul recognizes the call. This isn't just a message anymore. It has become a mirror. Reflecting who you were, who you are, and who you're being called to become. You've carried so much pain. So many questions. So much silence where there should have been answers. But heaven has not forgotten you. And your loved one? They have not stopped fighting for you, not even for a second. Let me take you deeper now. Because what comes next isn't just comfort, it's activation. You see, this isn't just about grief. This is about inheritance. Not just a spiritual blessing, but something they tried to leave you in the physical realm, something that got blocked. Maybe it was a home. A name on a paper. A message never delivered. A truth never spoken. Your loved one saw what was done behind the curtain. They saw who tried to erase you. They saw the promises broken. The will rewritten. The inheritance redirected. But heaven didn't forget your name. Even if the world tried to take what was yours, heaven is about to restore it. This is what you must know now. There's a scroll in the spiritual realm. It bears your name. It carries your purpose. And it's sealed with a heavenly insignia. That scroll is beginning to unravel right now. And written upon it are the things meant only for you. Peace that cannot be stolen. Provision that flows from divine alignment. Protection that no human hand can break. A calling that was born before time began. Your loved one saw this scroll. And that's why they couldn't rest until you opened this message. Because you are standing on sacred ground. And the choice before you will shift everything. I must now speak to the warfare around you. Yes, the spiritual warfare is real. The heaviness you felt. The confusion. The blockages. The repeating cycles. Not random. Not imagined. Not bad luck. It has been resistance. Because every time you moved toward your divine path, The darkness tries to pull you back. And that's why your loved one begged heaven to deliver this final message. They're so close. Please don't let them fall now. You're closer than you realize. Closer to the healing. Closer to the breakthrough. Closer to finally becoming who heaven dreamed you to be. Let me tell you a secret now. They saw your future. In the final moments of their life, feel whether it was slow or sudden, if there was a moment where time opened. And they saw you. Not as you were. But as you're meant to be. Whole. Radiant. Walking fully in your spiritual identity. No longer weeping behind closed doors. No longer asking for crumbs of love when you were born to feast at the table of God. And that vision? That's what they carried with them into eternity. That's what they brought to heaven's gates when they cried out. Please, He send help. Send light. Send an angel if you must. Just don't let them forget who they are. And so I came. Because their love pierced through dimensions. Beloved, what comes next will not be easy. But it will be holy. It will be full of power. You will feel people falling away. You will notice situations rearranging. You will encounter loss that makes no sense and then find it was protection in disguise. Do not resist the shift. You prayed for peace, but peace comes by surrender. You asked for clarity, but clarity comes when you stop clinging to what's already broken. You begged for restoration, and now, heaven is delivering it, but not in the way you imagined. This is not about going back to what you lost. It's about stepping forward into what is yours by divine right. Now listen closely. Your loved one's presence will begin to intensify around you after this message. You may feel chills. You may dream of them. You may notice birds, feathers, butterflies, or hear their favorite song when you least expect it. Don't brush it off. They're trying to confirm that what you read wasn't just words, it was a spiritual transaction. Their final prayer was answered. And now you must answer too. Pray with me. I accept the inheritance of light, healing, and divine purpose. I break agreement with fear, grief, and limitation. I receive the blessing left to me in love. I am no longer the same. Type Amen if you believe in Jesus. Beloved, you were chosen for this moment. And now, their final message becomes your first step forward. Do not let the world distract you. This is your divine hour. And even if the world doesn't see it, heaven does. And they do. I will always be with you. I'll show up in ways that remind you love never ends. Keep going. Keep believing. We'll meet again. But until then, live. I am Archangel Michael. Defender of truth. Deliverer of divine messages. And protector of your soul. This message was sealed in heaven. Sent in love. And received in divine timing. Now rise. And walk in the light that was always meant for you. Your destiny is waiting. And so is your miracle. Amen.